Hello, I think we are clear. We are in the clear. Good. So, yeah, I've seen a few videos of this recently. It was like, you know what? I haven't played in a while because I've been on a bit of a Minecraft binge. Not playing much Factorio. So, I am technically in the quite late game in that I've, launched 81 rockets. But my current problem is I'm not getting enough yellow science. So for yellow science, I need more red circuit boards. At least there. And I think at my independent factory for it, yeah, more red circuit boards. And, well, say red circuit boards, blue circuit boards. And blue chips. Oh, there's just barely anything there. Okay. Main thing is, though, red circuit boards. Now, had I made a red circuit board plant? Because I've not played this in a while and I don't remember. That's copper, iron, uranium, uranium again, green, miscellaneous coal, it's not actually attached to anything, green, barely any iron left, oof, no iron left, oofed. Cog factory. Alright, so if I want to get circuit boards, what is the stop in the circuit board system then? Well, my plastic factories are all peaked out. So what's slowing these down? Nothing appears to be slowing those down. Just a lack of, enough of them. Alright, do I have a red circuit boards? Go for all my blueprints. It appears I do not have a blue circuit board. Yeah, red circuit boards. Alright, so I'm just gonna blueprint up one of these. These are my little modular factory unit ones. It's a nice simple system that I have been using for a while. There's probably a more efficient way of doing it, but this works. Just need to get a power connection. There we go. So that should increase the red chip production, because I need a lot of red chips. I wonder if I should probably build a satellite base. Whoops. Just for doing that. The problem is, do I have enough green chips? It's got a load of rocketry elements there. Load more rocketry elements there, but currently I don't need rockets, so... Objective is to be able to stockpile enough material that I can launch a rocket whenever I need to. Or at least that's the intention. My rocket silo, I've only got one. If I needed to, I could, make another one fairly easily. Because currently we've got 400 of each, we need 1,000 of each to launch another rocket. So what am I going to do, because I can, mostly, is put another pair of these down. There we go. That's gonna tank my system briefly, but that'll mean that I've got enough to launch just over one rocket in the silo ready. But the current thing is, there's only 3 of these little science bubbles getting the yellow science. So there's 2. There you go. And all the way down here. All the way down here. And no more. So I need red chips. So I've got them delivering red chips there. Just sort of top this system up. And this red chip factory is working constantly. It's just not very fast. And to be honest, I need more red chip factory. That'll be fairly easily resolved if I could bus it in from outside. Got this vast station that's going to tank the frame rate. See, I've got oil being brought in, I've got copper plate, gears, uranium ore, I've got my artillery train for when I'm expanding, because I'm on the trains type map. So you've got to travel a bit further, but the aliens don't repopulate. Which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because it makes you very lazy. Or it makes you very, very brutal, shall we say. For example, if I were to take my train to here and just clear out that area, then that might be a bit thing to do. But I'm going to wait till it's fully loaded. Then we'll see how that goes. Okay, so that's already filled up. Which is quite impressive, to be honest. That my factory just had 800 sitting around. So yeah, it's kind of a thing of... I've got to wait until I get enough red chips. But to get more red chips, I'm going to need to increase the production of... probably, like, externally made red chips. Currently, so I need green. Green is the bottleneck. So I've already gone from yellow is the problem to red is the problem to green is the problem. As yep, okay, so a train has apparently just arrived, but it's already nearly cleared out. So let's go and quick run. I used a the proper, you know, drive on the left style double track network. It's got the little chain signals protecting all the junctions. So it needs a path to leave before it can exit, or at least that's the intention. Sadly, it does mean if you've got two trains going past each other, I've not got protection signals there. I could do that, but it's not been enough of an issue. If I started getting lots more traffic jams with the trains, then maybe I'd look into it. Because I know in the past I've done huge, like, orbital junctions so that the trains can always be moving. Why is it doing that? Ah. Right, let's get rid of that. If it's stocking up circuits there, let's so I need iron. How many iron trains deliver here? Just one. And it's that station that's barely got any left. Okay, let's go for a quick run. I think I probably should do these streams that are meant to be, like, you know, better on my own. The ones with other people in here, just in the chat, is not quite as productive. But yeah, the iron production here has plummeted. It used to be this huge area, and now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mines. So I need to go and look for more iron. Let's look on the map. So, got an iron deposit there, iron deposit there. Now I've already got all this infrastructure here. No, I don't. I had all the infrastructure here, and then I cleared it out. Where did I put all of that? Might have gone there, actually. One of these is new. So that's just an iron mine that just produces iron. Without any of the, what's it called? without processing it. So generally I try and process the materials because it's very rare in this game that you need unprocessed raw materials, or at least in large numbers. So I only need that for the concrete plant, and the concrete plant already has a fairly good feed system. Yeah, this is, you're probably going to notice, almost the same, because I do everything in big modular chunks, because I'm very exciting. And I've not concreted this corner, because I'm lazy. And it's not it's an angle, and I don't generally use angles on this, because laziness mostly. Can't help but notice that Artillery 4 has not been finished yet. That might explain why the train's in the station. Again, fully protected junction, nice and simple. Keeps the tracks the same distance apart all the time, even on the junctions. Makes for a nice smooth exit. So, yep, this has all been cleared of hostiles. Where is it? I think it was in this book. There we go. So I think that's the bottom corner of the mine. It might not be. I might just pick this up. No, just caught it. Whew. That could have been very slightly inconvenient. Okay, now the mines are not the most efficient thing to lay because I have them on a fairly small setting, but it involves lots of overlap, annoyingly. I did try this before with just laying the mine, like the belts and everything, but not the power cables, and doing the power cables separately, but yeah, it's just faff, and at this point in the game, what's a few extra power poles when you're getting through, you know, hundreds of steel a minute. Also, I'm pretty sure the new update for this, if it's not already out, which I probably should have checked, is going to change up quite a few of the recipes, so I don't think it's out yet. I'd imagine my factory would have, like, burst into flames by now if it was. Not seen an update go through, and I tend to prioritize this game as it is. As a really, really good dev team, they are constantly working on it. I think the general one I go with is, before I'd even finished the demo, I had the you know, the full version downloading in the background. This game was that, you know, appealing to me. Because yeah, the whole lol, this is just a game played by autists, and it's like, I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, I'm being attacked somewhere. Oh, there. Ah, it's because the artillery train is back. And it's knocked out the... Oh dear. The artillery train has no defences other than itself. So I'm gonna run there because oh no, they're actually damaging the vehicles. There we go. Oh no. Oh no. Fix it, fix it, fix it. Oh no. No, don't lay concrete right now. This is not the time. Okay, that was nearly a sizable oof. Whew. Yeah, gotta pay attention to this. That helps. So yeah, very simple for this. I intentionally leave it so it's just shy of the thing, so it doesn't matter where it pulls up, because it can just drive off again without having to have any extra signals, and I can just take out the crossing, or even just leave the crossing in when the network is expanded to its full size. Yeah, having one power grid does have its weaknesses, especially when one thing can just come along and knock a huge hole in it. Right, but hopefully these will be okay for a bit. Especially as when they attack the power infrastructure, that's quite rare. That implies they were probably just coming from this direction and got in the way. But, you know, these things happen. So, back to my quest for more iron plates, because... Yep, that's how this game works. Yeah, no, I was watching a video and someone was basically going, they just used logistics robots, because trains, they were trying to run everything on a one-track system, using signals that are not designed for it. Whereas I am somewhat of the train nerd, if you've seen any of my other content, like the ones where I'm, you know, designing, or not so much designing, making, what's the word? 3D models of, you know, historical trains, because, yeah, exciting. I've messed all that up. Right, let's start that again. So that was that one. That one. But yeah, I can try and do some more of that recently. I've got a macaw to do. It's just a large flatbed vehicle built, I believe, generally in the 30s, for the one I'm looking at. So that's around World War II. So that was technically probably, well, no, built in, no, it was 30s, so it's pre-World War II, because 39 to 45, but that was a, oh, I can't remember words today. But yeah, big flatbed truck, nice and simple. I just, I'd started trying to work on the chassis for it, and then it's surprisingly difficult to get pictures of the underframes of historical vehicles. I can't imagine why. So I've been looking through various different preserved railways websites to try and find details from when I've been repairing or rebuilding these vehicles. Because the Severn Valley Railway in Worcestershire, England, is very good for documenting their repairs of some of their historic vehicles. To a point of, like, really good. They've basically, you know, everyone's got phones now. Even, like, you know, old people. That sounded mean, but, you know, everyone's got phones, so they just take pictures of things. So you get loads of these really insightful pictures of people going, oh, you know, see, like, here the frame's rotted away, but the metalwork holds it all together still. So you've got basically all the pictures you could pretty much ever want of, like, old stuff that's being renovated by people who either grew up with them when they were little and just know about them, or people who have taken an interest, you know, since. And it's just really nice, because you just get this, you know, I guess, real attitude to everything, where people aren't being like, because there's some people with, like, museums type stuff, like, oh, we need to be really careful, you know, you know, they know that these were vehicles that were, like, basically low-key abused for the entirety of their working life, because that's just the nature of it. You know, if you've got a freight vehicle, like, how many truckers do you reckon take exquisite care of their container that they're trucking on their truck for a few hours, like, multiple times a week? It's probably not that many. You know, if you are someone who does that, then yeah, good for you. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, just, you know, unexpected. Because I know where I used to work, the even just, like, the trolley that you'd move, like, beer crates around on if you were a, you know, smaller person and didn't just carry them 3 at a time because reasons, then even that was, it was in a state when I got there, and you know, I patched it up a bit, but I wasn't being like, oh, you know, gotta keep it nice and clean, you know, look after it type thing. It was more just, I need this thing to work, I'm gonna make it so it works. Something's exploding again. Ah, damn it. Where's that thing I just built? There. Right. Let's go. That was quite a tangent. But yeah, I am trying to pad the air while I'm doing the very exciting thing of building iron train. Oh, they've nuked a bunch of signals again. Oh, these are a tough one. There we go. Depleted uranium ammunition is a good thing. Okay, and the train's gone. Now, is that the train's gone or the train's left? Oh no. I'm gonna lose some drones up. I'm not gonna resort to the nuclear option. Unless I can go and find them. Hope they didn't destroy the train. That seems unlikely, but... So something from over here has been coming over and destroying my stuff. Let's, there's one. Is that intact? Nope, that's destroyed. Those are destroyed. Main problem is with these is any, like, of their sort of, I guess, like, alien-y things that have been marshalling outside of their base will most likely still be alive. Prefer not to use the nuclear option, but sometimes it's just better. So, let's get back to making this new iron station. In fact, I just need to go this way. So I need to pick up all the new materials, which will probably help. I'm aware this part of the stream is going to be exceedingly dull, because I'm just walking across land, and occasionally building bridges. Oops. But yeah, if anyone's got anything they'd like to see, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll keep an eye on it. It's just on my other screen, because 2 monitors is just better most of the time. Yep, so we still need the green boards, and to get the green boards we still need the iron. Now hopefully there'll be a massive rush as my manufacturing area just disgorges its contents. I'm just going to restock on concrete, I think. That'll probably be the bulk of it done. So I've got 2,500 of each robot that look after my logistics network, which is kind of sizable, to be honest. It covers the entire main base area apart from the oil bit, but this base has been expanded multiple times. I've also done the supplementary system, where I have the main original bus from before I got robots, which took a surprisingly long time, this build. It goes all the way down here to the purple, but it doesn't go any further after that, because once I had purple science I could make the helper robots, and then I've just started building these little nugget factories, I guess, and I just place them where there's space. And I've not got rid of this stuff because it works. It's a nice, sort of, in theory, continuous process that requires no other input, because everything comes in on these belts at the top and then leaves through here. But it doesn't have enough yellow science, and everything's got these little top-up boxes, so if the purple science runs low, the purple science nugget brings stuff there, but the yellow science nugget is not working, basically, because there's not enough of the various circuit boards it needs. Yeah, I've in-housed a lot of the steel production though, because my import steel production has been quite low, he says, looking at a train waiting. Okay then. That's a bit different. Right, I'm going to set it up so that the train that's currently there is just going to go to the new station, because that's easier. It's doing the same job, it's just going to have another place to pick up from because the first mine has run dry. Let's not get run over on the bridge. Should probably put some, walkways on the bridge. So we have iron plate out 3. So we have iron plate to ironing green boards, which is this train here. Iron plate out. Oops. Iron plate out 3. Inventory full. Iron ore in green boards. Inventory empty. There we go. So now I need the station format, which is which one? I think I've got it in this list. No. That's an X, that's an output one. No, don't have one of those in that list. Okay. I thought I did have that. Oh well, I guess I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Use the wooden crates, because then it doesn't mean you've got too much of a stockpile, unless it's a satellite base. They have a habit of being destroyed at inconvenient moments. So it just reduces the risk a little bit. Because you don't want to lose, you know, 12 stacks of metal. Well, not even 12 stacks, 12 crates of metal. That would be a bad thing, as far as I'm aware. There's the power lines. Bit of a mishmash there, but it'll do the job. Really surprised I don't have a blueprint for this already. Seems like a large oversight on my part. So, there. Probably going to take a few trips to the base and back just to collect all the parts together, but probably just get the one side of the belt done for now as well. And I'm out of belts. Well, fill in the blanks, I guess. Right, I'm lazy. So, train for this station. That was my elbow. Okay. Let's not crack my wrists too loudly on stream. Apparently some people find that either concerning or one of those sounds that's just like, like nails in the blackboard type thing. I should try and be more considerate of people. I mean, I probably won't be, but I should try. That's the important thing. The trying. This is a nuclear-powered train, so it goes really fast. This is not the route I expected this to take. Okay then. I probably should have got off earlier. I'll try and have a quick look around some of the more expansive junctions and just people want to see those. Otherwise, it's just, you know, business as usual. Yeah, this is not the most efficient way to get to this place, but I'm presuming I've not got a what's the word? Junction properly set up for the copper plant. There's one of my other copper plants. Original copper mine. Yeah, it comes in this way. That'll be why. So I would need like a little balloon loop. Still going to have to go back the long way. Unless I make this junction a lot more elephantine, I guess. Get those two. There we go. Right, that's... Ugh. Ugh. Oh well. That works in both directions at least. So it can go all the way around there and back out that way and in that way. And it's still unbalanced feeding that. That's helpful. So let's run back into the base, get more materials, and we'll do all that again. The main thing is, it's kind of, you know, trying to balance out things because I'm pretty sure that my mining drills, are they still made by my little source factory? My source factory being this little block here of lots of individual factories that just make one thing in limited numbers. Things like, you know, my shotgun shells factory. I don't need a huge plant for that. I barely use my shotgun. Some of them, like the assembling machine with the efficiency chips, maybe I could probably disband that, as I should have a much bigger one available. But things like, you know, drone towers, solar panels, all those things. How are we doing on yellow chips? Still just the 3 plants running. And of course it will be, because I'm not actually done the thing yet. Oh, gone up to 82 rockets now. One of these must have launched. Yeah, those rockets feed the white science, which is the space science packs. It just goes in that box, nice and simple. It's got a little timer on it, so that if there's less than 1,000 space science in the box, it won't deploy a satellite, because otherwise I'd just be constantly launching rockets and building up an enormous stockpile that I don't need. Now I think I have the exoskeleton armor. Yep, so I'm running faster than I should be, but it still feels kind of slow, unless I'm on the concrete. Probably should have caught a ride here. But yeah, the 4-way junction is the same as the 3, it just has obviously an extra like path in, same signalling, just more of it basically. Alright, now I need to try and get a what's the word? Actually get some iron coming into this iron foundry. So otherwise, nothing's going to happen. It should just be a short power pole. Yep. Gonna put the second band of this adjacent, just so it can get a higher capacity, hopefully. There we go. And the bottleneck is at the top again. Yay. I'm being very quiet, I've realised. Yep, so need to make sure the output lines are also connected. You know, that's helpful, isn't it? Yeah, having the obviously more iron possible to come in is going to increase the main factory's, you know, productivities. I'm pretty sure I've actually got it making green chips as well, but there you go. There, yep, iron's being produced. Are there any aliens nearby? Yes, there are. Now, I can use my fairly simple wall system. This should do the job. So originally I was using lots of the conventional turrets, but you know, they work. Nothing wrong with them. But conventional turrets tend to what's the word? They're kind of a nuisance logistically. Whereas I've currently got a power grid strong enough to, I hope at least, maintain the laser defense grid. Let's go. It's a little up here, so I've got. I could have it so it hugs the perimeter wall a bit better, but it's easy to just have a squared off area, so then you don't get awkward little like corners. So it's straight down that side when I've gone from there. There we go. So I might try and stream some Minecraft a bit later, because I'm, you know, exciting like that. I've actually got a project in mind for today as well, so it's not just going to be me streaming for the sake of streaming. Yeah, I'll just go straight to the coastline here. Yeah, run out of parts, but it covers enough of the distance. I shouldn't have any problems with biter attacks. Shouldn't. Well, apparently I've neglected to why can't I remember words today? Put lanterns, that's the word. Not put lanterns down, so let's do you want to do these on the input line? I'm doing it like that. There we go. On the outsides. Oops. There we go. And there we go. Alright, so now I can clear out this one. Then go back over these and add lighting. Now this won't look quite so dark and miserable. So my power grid should be able to support it. I think it's 4 nuclear plants now. I'll probably take a quick tour of those in a bit. I'm just going to wait for this train to do its thing. It's going to the copper circuit board plant. It's already unloaded one car, which is concerning. They really this keeps happening where one side will become unbalanced and will then just stay unbalanced. Yep, briefly goes into the base, then leaves again. Up the line, I'm going to get ready to get back onto the train. So it should be pulling up any moment now. There we go. Yeah, if you're, for whatever reason, part of my audience that watches both, I'll be running the Bitter Blitz 5th Ed D&D campaign this evening, about 6 o'clock UK time. That is in approximately 8 hours' time. But I'd imagine probably most people watching this will not be interested in that, and it is definitely not something I'd recommend for a younger audience, or, in most honestly, an audience. But that's neither here nor there. So, gonna jump out here. There we go. There's my nuclear Covarex plant. That took a long time to get running, but once it is running, you can just keep expanding it. So it's the one where it takes 40 uranium to make 41 uranium of the 235 variety. And it just outputs it, and it's all nicely balanced, so if it starts running low on, you know, the shiny green, the dark green gets pumped back into the system. There's manual overrides for an exterior little plant I've got for it. It makes my nuclear fuel, my depleted uranium ammunition, my rockets, reprocesses the nuclear fuel, and makes the nuclear fuel. It's all nice and compact. And barely does any work, to be honest. So we've got reactors 1 through 6. Probably get away with less, but the peak capacity demand is quite, you know, high. But yeah, if you look, it's barely 25% really, and that's 200 megawatts. And I can always just plonk down another reactor block if I need to. Because yeah, nice and modular design. How is the science getting on? Okay, now we're up to 7. So something's improved, clearly. Let's have a look through the stations, trying to get run over in the process. The artillery train is filling up again. But yeah, no green ships visible. My uranium, sulfuric acid train, not uranium train, get the right one, is doing its loops as it goes to both the uranium mines. It kind of just has to keep going because it's either have 50,000 sulfuric acid per train idling, or have it just gently looping at the cost of some uranium. I mean, it's a big saving on initial resource investment, and again, if the train is destroyed, it's not such a loss. Is this loss? Right, so my research is finally completed. I think I'm going to go for... that's an expensive one. Let's go with more mining productivity. As at this point in the game, the factory will just use whatever I can chuck into it. Yeah, so if it goes well enough, though, I can expand my my labs and then make the problem over again by having way too little supply for the demand. Whoops. Probably could have moved that somewhere more sensible, never mind. Disadvantage of having these larger sort of angled refineries, just sort of bits get left over at the sides. But it's not much of an issue, it's more of a mild inconvenience, to be honest. So we need one of those, Those. And it's used up all the spare belts. So once again, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to boost this up to 500. Let's put down the concrete path so I can survey the border more easily. You've got to spend money to make money is quite true here. So obviously all of this is made of iron, and I'm, you know, trying to get more iron. So that's all filled up. That is, in fact, entirely filled up, and my battery gauge is nearly empty. Yeah, barely any iron trickling in there now, so... let's just have it come straight to me, and then I'll go and review that station in a little while. Because while it's still providing iron, I'm going to keep using it, but I want it to, you know, be a bit more efficient. But this station should provide enough iron. It says 6.9 million. So yeah, there's barely any iron on the train before it got here. That's the point. Risk it. There we go. Might just fill up a bit faster now. I can do... I've seen some nice systems for loading both sides of the train at once. They're just kind of material heavy, and that only really works on a sort of high throughput. Whereas this is just, you know... This is not such high demand as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it's still got like a 2,000 nearly just sitting on that side. But these boxes should better hold more than the train. So the train should always be able to unload. I might upgrade them to steel boxes if the situation demands it. Have a quick review of the other place. It is barely a trickle. Could probably knock this back down to just one side of the processing plant. Yeah, 3 more mines have dried up. Eventually I'll clear all this land, as I've already taken out all the turrets. It's just got the little scanner dish at the top corner. Use the robots rather than mining all these by hand, because I'm sure you don't want to hear that noise. It shows all this is it. Some of this factory's still running on red. Yeah, those red ones will go back into my system and will get upgraded and replaced by intervals. Delete to there. Then use the not the power lines one to delete there. There we go. Those will get taken back to my base. And back to free. Because anybody got time for that? There we go. It's, yeah, like not even 500 in the time it took for the other one to just fully load. And jump out. So all that stuff that was in my scrap bin will go and get dumped into the storage system or into the actual system as appropriate. There's actually my iron feed. There is my concrete plant. Probably do more robot towers eventually, but doing the job for now. There's 1,500 logistics ones in use, damn. It's encountered something it doesn't like. There we go, that's why. It will do its best to do everything you ask, and sometimes you shouldn't ask. So, stocking up on concrete, and everything else should be ready to go. I'm gonna steal those. Yeah, we're still running a little bit more efficient now. We've got 6 of the orbs coming up, but we've actually got green chips in the system. For now, as the end of the tail flies away. Yeah, that didn't last that long. But it will take a while for it to fill back up, as obviously it's a hungry, it's a hungry monster, this factory, and it'll take a while before it is sated. As opposed to the D&D game later, where one of the characters is almost certainly going to be sated, but the different type of satyr. But, yeah, that'll be that's later. So I was only gonna do this stream for an hour, but I've barely made any progress in 50 minutes. I say barely. I've done loads, but it doesn't, feel like I've made that much progress, as it were. But yeah, I'm happy to keep streaming for a bit longer. I'm just probably might take 5 minutes at some point to go and grab something to eat. And so I was like, I'm only going to stream for an hour, I'll get something to eat afterwards. And then it's just like, it's been an hour. Right, so that's all the miners done. So all the mining equipment. Oh no, there's these ones up here. Those miners aren't connected. So all the mining drills are online now. One's already run out. I'll take that with me. Save the efficiency chips. That's running at full enough capacity. That's all solided out. I could put those up to steel chests, but nah. So let's go and find the next problem in the bottleneck then. Should probably order that train to so that's iron plate out and iron plate out 3. Time passed. Yeah, there we go. So it'll wait for it to be full, or it'll wait 30 seconds, whichever comes first, as most of the trains will load in under 30 seconds. That means they won't be sitting around for too long without doing a thing. Where's a gate? There's a gate. Oh, there we go. There's my main base defensive wall. It is a large amount of depleted uranium bullets that actually get made. No, I actually disconnected that now. They used to be made over in the factory, except they were the red bullets, not the green bullets, and then I've just made it so it collects all the red and yellows that might still be there, dumps them back in, and fills it up with those ones. And I've got it so that the main factory belt feeds in first. Hello, Dylan. And then once it's used up all of those, obviously it'll go on to the made ones. So yeah, still need green chips. And green chips are just arriving now as a wave of robots go past me. Yeah, it's morning now, so the lights are going out. Let's go for a wander. Oh, yeah, most of the turrets still have, the older turrets at least, have the red or sometimes even yellow ammo in them. It's very unlikely that anything will attack my base at this point, but, better safe than sorry. And again, it's done this. Alright then, let's try and fix that. Yeah, the copper's still there. Copper will be there for a while. You get very efficient copper usage, if I remember correctly. It is... Oh no, you need more copper? Alright, well. Game sound seems very low. Let me, No, sound all seems to be Turn it up a bit. Not a fan that it's all bottom, bottom, bottom. Bottom is quit. Is that train gone? Ah, it's over there. Ugh. So yeah, the other thing is, copper circuit boards even, not copper too, but there is such a high capacity required that it actually takes a while to fill it up, because copper boards stack to 200, whereas, you know, iron plates stack to 100. So in theory, this could benefit from a high capacity factory filler, but I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until this is completely emptied. By forcing it, basically. Come on. Yeah, 12 at a time is not as much as you'd think. Probably going to use some of those by hand, actually. So what I'm going to try and do is build the, I guess the better way of doing this, although it's going to be tricky as I've got this other track here. Let's give it a try though. So first of all, let's move the power line out of the way. So I'm going to need line of chests, and all the fillers on both sides. I need those again. I've got just enough space. Then you put these. You get run over by the train a bit. So what these in theory do is they will take from one side as priority, and the other side will obviously pick up the rest. But the problem is, obviously, I'm sure you can see already, going to need a bit more filler. Which means I'm going to have to do it across the tracks and at the other side. Yeah, so this is generally set up with, you know, more space in mind to start with, but I'm retrofitting, so see how that goes, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that should equally split it between these. I'm just going to get them preset so it shouldn't unbalance too quickly. There we go, and feed in the rest of these. There we go. It'll take a little bit to get started, but once it's going properly, it should be nice and quick. Or at least loading as efficiently as it can. I forget which YouTuber it was that I saw that from, but it's a good system. Just gonna boost this up to 2 belts. Doesn't really need it, but we'll get the input going a little bit stronger. More's the good. So obviously this is not a space efficient things. You obviously need all the splitters. But if you've got multiple sources, or say, one of the ones I've seen that worked very nicely was on a compact factory, where you have this, but it's only a single station, and you can have it with with the loaders. So because of how they place them, they just place them, I believe, on the left side of the belt, or the opposite side than they're facing, depending on how you've got it oriented. So what will happen is, you can have one side of the train unloading copper, one side of the train unloading iron, and it puts it onto one belt from the start, which you can then run into the factory, which works really nicely. But then you just got to make sure you can manage your trains and you've got enough input, because you can't have trains waiting around like this one if 2 trains have to use the station. But what you can also do is just have one train that automatically goes and picks up, by, you know, presetting it, the right ratios of, you know, 2 iron plates to 3 copper plates, and just have it doing that. So, you know, say 2,000 iron plates, 3,000 copper plates, and it'll just unload it in the right ratios, the right times, and you don't have to worry about, you know, all that faff. But I'm lazy, and that isn't, you know, the thing to remember here most of the time. Is I'm trying to make it so, I think as I've seen this game described, the better you're doing at this game, the less you have to do. So the more you have to find to do. Just might have 2 uranium mines, because like, this is not getting much done. So that is now fully supplied, it's loading as efficiently as it can. That should all be good. So next, the second copper factory. Not copper factory. Green circuit board factory. That's the one I'm thinking of. This copper plant is still surprisingly holding out there, considering it's massively dropped its production levels. This is doing nicely. Again, we have a problem is it's just not loading enough. Well then, I think we know what to do here. Trying to get run over for a start. Let's connect that there again. Knock out that power line. But yeah, copper is all copper wire. That's the word I'm thinking of. Even if it's not the word I'm saying, is always a nuisance just for getting enough of it into your factory, because it's so bulky in terms of logistics. Like using logistics robots for it's even worse. Oh, I'm out of belts. Okay then. Well, I guess I'm gonna hop on this train for now. Oh yeah, I have to have this on a switch, so it goes to here, bounces back, goes out the proper direction. Because at the time, there wasn't a network in place. Whereas now I could probably put another line around the outside of the factory there, and not have to worry. Conversely, you could just go the long way around, but that's untidy. Not so worried about the unloading side, mainly because they would take up hideous amounts of space, but I could probably make a new bay over here, dual-sided unloading, because it just has to unload into chests. It's, you know, compact, tidy, you know, all the good things. So yeah, obviously, once I've got all the copper production, I keep saying copper, green circuit production going smoothly, I can then work out what's the next problem to solve. Bloop. Yeah, well, I have 4 viewers, which is pleasant, so, you know, hope you all enjoy. If there's anything you want to see, then, you know, shout at me. I'm Not exactly opposed to doing things. They just appear that way sometimes. So turn that around, turn that around. Right, and I'm lazy, so bloop, get rid of all that. And conveyor belts. I'm aware all these are facing the wrong way, but well, it's easily remedied. So there we go, that should have hopefully increased the efficiency of the green circuit board production. Or at least distribution. So both tracks are full, both trains are, you know, waiting to unload the boxes. The belts are filling up as fast as they will, even with blue lifters. It looks better when it's had a chance to fill up a bit first, and then it just sort of almost like Mexican waves down the line as it just fills, you know, the entire train in a few seconds. Yeah, copper mine here is vastly depleted, but is still ticking over. Not got any lights in it. That junction is a mess, but kind of had to be because of where all the stations were. This one is again running nice and smoothly. It's just a question of capacity. So let's go and check on the base and see what it wants more of. And if it wants more green boards, well, I guess we're making a new green board factory. So let's not get run over while I'm running across. So, okay, biggest problem now is it seems we need more of those. That's not the one. One of these is just the tower. There we go. Put one more tower in. Obviously, the clock's gone now, but can't hurt. It's not got electrical coverage. Let's remedy that. Okay, so still don't have enough green boards. Understandable. Yeah, all those factories are lying idle because there's not enough green boards. Let's try and find some of copper and iron near each other. Preferably a little bit more than that much, but have we got anywhere like that? Stone, iron, there's copper there. Okay, so in theory, could just have 2 consecutive feeds from this factory. And this one, and just make green circuit boards, probably over this side. So copper plate out 5. What trains go there? They go to the hub. Or at least one of the trains goes to the hub. Now I've got a little shuttle train, which I probably should use more, to be honest. The nice purple one. Still burning rocket fuel as opposed to nuclear fuel, but yeah, does the job. burn through that, it'll go on to nuclear. Standing on the edge of the factory, staring at the others, and I'm hoping for some miracle to break out, to escape from. What am I doing? Right, so yeah, this copper plant works rather nicely. I can put a feed off of that, so it'll run additional stuff. Conversely, what I could do is try out that thing I said, where you have a station with just a single train. Question is, where do I have enough iron? I could probably use that one, because, you know, it's a fresh reserve, it's got plenty in it. I could also use that one, all manner of them. So it's probably easiest if I keep with my current style of, you know, having it work. But that's... Or I could just, you know, use these 2 iron reserves here as I'm next to them. So first things first, I need a radar dish, because I can't actually see this base on the map if you zoom in enough. Well, I can because I'm here. That's probably not a... That's not a good example, Rob. Well done. Let's put that down. So I've got this one with 8 million, that one with 2 million, this one with 28 million. So if I make a little mine here, so I've got this mine that's just 25 million without any processing. All these options available, but let's try and do something that's a bit more interesting for people to watch. I'm not holding the nuke, because that's always the trap I seem to fall into recently. Let's get rid of those nuisance cliffs. I have on so many occasions nuked myself because I make poor decisions. Right, ecological vandalism time. Ah, see, I was hoping there'd be more underneath those trees. Oh well. Yeah, so just gonna make a new mine quickly. And see if we can get a new green circuit board plant done. It's very dark, I've just realised, in the game. Not much I can do about that, sadly, apart from putting down lots of lamps. And considering, you know, I don't really come back to mines, it's not really, you know, it's either it's working or it's not, sort of thing. But I can see just enough on my LED backlit screen. It's LED. Yeah, it's LED. The other one's an LCD. Things that don't matter. But, yeah, so there's a little bit more just off the bottom there, which is a pain, but easily solved. So there I need 79 more mining drills. So generally only care about 50 on me. That's kind of to be expected. And it's got one space over. Yeah, I can probably do about that. So let's... Oops. There we go. doing these doubled up belts, just so we've got more capacity. I've got a few conveyor belts left, so I'm going to need to go back to my base to get more. Just going to do these single belt width for now. And I'll double it up when I've got time and material. So, get the right one. Cliffs are a new thing in the game, but cliff explosives are also new. You didn't quite align that, but never mind. So yeah, the copper plant is still here. Probably have done something tad more productive with that. Well, I can either wait for a train, or I can not wait for a train. Let's try and get these aligned nicely. Get 5 of those. Let's hope this doesn't destroy my factory. Nope, good. No, I actually tried that out before. That would have been an expensive mistake if it had done so. Thinking things through. What even is it? That's the thing I was going to do, actually. I was going to show you that 4-way junction. Factorio, Dylan, you have to launch rockets so you can, you know, make your, way home, in theory. However, once you've done that, there isn't actually a stop point. You can just sort of keep going. So what we've got here is, it's actually quite an expanded one, but it is a multi-way junction. The signals are quite far out just because convenience mostly, laziness on my part. It sort of coincides here, but it doesn't quite. But I've just got a power line in the centre. Then it goes through all these. This is a enormous oil refinery that I started and have done nothing with, because I realised the problem was not that I needed more oil, the problem, or refined products even, it was the fact that I needed it to get from the place it was to the place it needed to be. But it's there, and it's ready to go when I need it. Where's this one going? Got to play in hub. Okay, we'll wait for this train. There you go, it wasn't waiting long. So yeah, I tend to... Some of the games I've played with this, I run single engine trains. This one I'm just going to run double engine trains, because my first train at least was a there and back train on a single track. But after that, obviously it's not so much, and it means that you don't have to worry about turning the trains round and all that stuff. Because obviously here, you've got enough space for a loop, but it's kind of bulky for most purposes. So we've got, it seems we've got a good amount of green circuit boards, or at least we did. I'm getting this. What am I doing? Brain. Yes, looking at the science factories, that's it. So yeah, only 4 of the pods are on. So, let's play the game of what's wrong. So, yellow blobs needs more blue circuit boards. Okay. It's the processing chips, I believe. So, while people are being productive, it's just the question of, oh, you're streaming. Oh, is anyone watching? Ah, thanks for that, you know. No, I'm streaming just for me. No, so we've got red chips coming in. Fairly reasonable numbers. I mean, that's not really going to go up. But this amount coming in here is what's going to go up. Although... What? Oh yeah, okay. It's the red chips I need now is for not just the blue chips, but for the blue... No, it is blue chips, not blue circuit boards. Lots of similar things in this game, and I am bad at words. Why am I stuck? There we go. Very few red circuit boards appear to be being made, but... So that's all working, that's all working. Those are also working. Those are all stationary. Those are all working. So, once again, I've fallen into the I need more red chips hole. In fact, let's have a look at the production stats. So, let's just go. So just red chips, I am using more than I am producing consistently, which doesn't make much sense. Probably explains the bottleneck. But green chips, I'm consuming a lot more than I'm producing. But again, it's because the production comes in waves, so that unbalances things. So it does seem that just general purposes, more green boards is what's the solution. So let's go back out to the new factory. Kind of regret not having breakfast before I started this. Never mind. It's a Saturday. Not got anything else to do today. I've not had any work called in yet. Hopefully I won't have any work called in now I've said that. Tempting fate. Well, the last job I had called out for was a nice quick 20-minuter. But obviously I would, have to end a stream. So... Oh, couple trains just... Yeah, couple trains just arrived at the same time I did, which kind of makes it a bit of a waste, that trip. Never mind. Could have just ridden the copper train. Never mind. I say it's nuclear fuel. I've got buckets of it essentially. So that's all connected up. It just needs power. Okay, clip explosives don't hurt your factory. Good to know. Pretty sure I am a standard nerd. Which is on its own a reference to, I guess, the IT crowd. But, so if I have at least the potential of having a varied age audience, I will not use my preferred IT crowd quote, but I want to. People. What a bunch of bastards. we go. Graham, as of course written by Graham Linehan, who has been somewhat infamous in the media recently, I gather. Especially of the contending with the likes of Count Dankula for whatever reason. So that's all in place. I just need yeah, more parts again, because this factory's kind of far away. Alright then. This didn't really plan this through, did I? So we're gonna wait and come back again, because apparently you can never have enough conveyor belts. Lights flicking on. Probably should have built the factory nearer, then I could not have to worry so much about, you know, transit times. Still need to get the materials there though, so notice I've made it the 2 tracks into bi-directional ones. They just have to have an in and an out available. As if they don't have an in and out, then one train will go in and then never leave, because another train will be trying to come in the opposite direction straight over it. Which it can't do, but it also can't move. Alright, so the artillery train's nearly full up again. I might at some point industrialise the artillery shell production, but not yet. As I don't need it that often. Yeah, all seem to be in good order over there. So yeah, this is well, this is basically how this game goes. You know, you go, okay, I've not got enough, like, of this. What's slowing it down? This. Okay, how do I fix that? This. Okay, well, let's go and do that then. Ooh, that's a lot of robots. Wing of that. I've got 2,000 currently deployed. That's quite a few. And I've just realised that one thing I'm going to do quickly is my conveyor belt production is not geared for producing 500 at a time. There we go. Let's boost that up to that many. So it can do it. It's just I don't have the storage set up for that, because, you know, when you're using 300 at a time, you don't need to have more than 300 in storage necessarily. Let's go. Yep, the little things are robots. There's several systems of, well, the 3 main systems for moving things are conveyor belts, trains, and robots. Conveyor belts obviously are, you know, whatever you put onto it goes. The trains obviously run at intervals but can carry a high capacity, and the robots carry a much lower capacity but move from point to point without any intervening infrastructure. So it depends what you're trying to do. In my case, I'm currently trying to just move vast bulk things, not very far distances. You know, in theory I could put a train in from there to here, but for, you know, the required input, it's just not worth it. Okay, let's go and put out some electric pylons. Let's put that inside, so at least the first one is protected. Two. Three. Why am I counting these? Counting is not relevant in this situation. I'm just trying to think of something to say so I sound a bit less, you know, like I'm just sitting here slowly turning into a vegetable. So that's all the mines. Now I've got a cliff there. That's actually quite a big cliff as well. So what I'm going to do is sentry turrets there. Sentry turrets there, because they should only be able to get in there and there. Should protect it efficiently. Should. Got a few mines that still need mining drills, but oh well. So, let's run back down the concrete. Put some more concrete in as well. We'll go fix that later. So until I've got both belts in, I'm just going to have the single lane. So this is all set up and should start producing iron as soon as it's got input. There we go. Alright, so now I've got all the ingredients here to make the bits I need. I just now need to have two. I'm going to put it off there. Don't need to do a tunnel. What am I doing? So this should this side tunnel. If I bring the iron in not too far off. Very exciting, I know this. Sure everyone's gripped in anticipation of what I might do next. I forget where all my elements are from start. Oh, I'm going to play Minecraft later and I'm just going to keep dying because I'll try and use the controls in this game. Because apparently I can only remember one a day sometimes. So, what I need to do now is I've got iron, I've got copper, so I need to turn can I do this at distance? That'd be amusing if I could. So I've got this set up. I could run about that much. It actually could have a higher capacity, although it's starting to run out of iron. Can I create a blueprint at range? That would be useful. So, fresh blueprint. I can. It's just a bit inconvenient. I think that might work. Oh, I was moving around during that. If I put this there, will this work? I guess I'll find out. even if it does work, am I going to have enough belts left? No. So, what's the next train to here? Copper plate train is on its way. I will take the copper plate train. Oh, it'll be quicker than me running home. Hopefully. Also, as I've got both these big refineries here, I can expand it, maybe even duplex it. Have as much production capacity as I need, produce as many green chips as is, you know, reasonably possible. All should be well. Hope my audio's been okay for the duration of this. No one's commented on anything, so I'm assuming not. Yeah, assuming that it's not been a problem, rather. Icon words. This is still using rocket fuel, as it's, oh no, one end of it's using nuclear fuel, one end's using rocket fuel. One point I was going to be like, you know, I'm going to number or like name all my locos, and then I was like, no, because that's a lot. And you know, numbering them might be interesting, but it'll be 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and 5 and 6, because they all run in pairs, I think. Possibly the exception of one of them, but I'm not sure. Talking of running in pairs, where's my mouse? There it is. I think it's delivered everything. Oh, good. Alright, let's just ride this train back. Can't hurt. So I think all the track is there to meet for me. Oh, yeah, the track is all there. I'll talk about it. So I can make the new station, have it exporting the bits to where I need them to be. One thing I've done is, in the past, I'd send as many trains as I could to a single station, have the maximum production. That means if you get any kind of bottleneck form, it's horrendous, because it's just instantaneously, like, everything catches fire. That's, you know, it's an exaggeration, but it's, I mean, it's, as soon as you get one issue, it throws everything into the, you know, into the mist. Whereas when you've got lots of stations with just, like, 1 or maybe 2 trains, it's much more manageable. So I have not got any of those. Interesting. Probably going to bodge a hole through a wall then for the short term. It's meant to be on that belt. I think that's meant to also be copper. So hope I've not just broken this. No, I don't appear to have broken this. Good. pick up that lot. That could have been tidier, never mind. It works, that's the important thing. What they've done now is they have it so that when you're placing trains, if it's near a station, it auto sets it to the correct positions, which is really useful. So otherwise, it's a huge pain. Right, there we go. So let's get those bits in as well. Right. Not the track though, as the track has a habit of being misaligned. There we go. No, I don't have any conveyor belts that are relevant, which isn't, well, I have some conveyor belts, but not enough. So I don't have the resources for this, but let me, first of all, station is, instead of Dracorax, because I'm not going to remember what that is, green boards out, free. Locomotives are going to be green, because, you know, imaginative here. To tell at a glance vaguely what's in the train. So from green boards out free to green boards in hub. And let's burn crates. Ooh, that's not going to be speed efficient. Oh dear, I forgot how slow these go without rocket fuel. Let's monitor the fuel usage. Yeah, the fuel consumption is quite high when you're burning crates. Kind of begs the question of what kind of locomotive this is that can go from burning nuclear fuel to, like, you know, wooden boxes. Presumably it's some kind of multi-heat boiler where you just sort of, you know, apply something that can be on fire. Or something that is hot. Then they need water. I guess that'd be too much of a faff for the game engine, I guess. But either way. Okay, so mining productivity has gone much quicker than the previous one. Let's go for the next, I guess. Wait till I've got some more of the stuff I need. Then I'm going to send this train back. In terms of, might as well, you know, save some trips. This is, I'm sure, very exciting for the 4 people watching. Oh, that's good. Come on. So we've got those. Got that. I think that is everything. just noticed the back locomotive isn't actually fueled up at all, but I can take some fuel out of the front one. If I can, you know, burn crates to get me there and back, I'm sure I can transfer some rocket fuel. Oh, there was a robot trying to follow me. There you go, now it's got 180% acceleration from the rocket fuel. As, I think it's wood and coal and anything derivative is fairly low power. Then you've got solid fuel, I think is 150%, rocket fuel's 180, and then nuclear fuel's, I think, 250% acceleration. It's quick anyway. Hey, and the station is built as the train arrives. So I'm going to take that nuclear fuel pod, chuck in the loco. There we go. There we go. So current, obviously this needs to be replaced because that's a hideous bottleneck. There we go. That's all filling up reasonably well. It needs more iron getting through, but that should fill up fairly quickly now. It's actually got a, you know, unrestricted supply. Train will load up as efficiently as it can. Yeah, plenty of copper, despite it only having one bus width. Although that's decreasing as I speak. Let's put another copper line in then. Oh, I've already nearly used all my belts. Not belts. Conveyors. I can words today. Definitely words. There we go. Right, that's all the copper I should need. Got enough iron. And this is about the capacity of what it'll run. But if I double that up, put another bus of iron off there, then I can have two of these in theory and run a higher capacity. Take things like this out, don't need those. That's in case I want a higher capacity later, but it doesn't work. Tried it. Just apparently not decommissioned it properly. So that's filling up. That's also filling up. Just going to give a bit of a hit, but it'll take longer and it's already got the capacity. So yeah, we have 3 of these trains. That should solve at least some of the problems. Let's go and check in on the mine. Put down any more of the little mining drills that we need. Normally I do slightly fancier lighting, but this'll do. Mining drill there. Efficiency chips there. It's already expired. There we go. That's all. It's all good over there. Need to essentially put another line of conveyor belts in, but it's not even running at capacity yet, so not an issue. Yeah, that's all nicely backed up. Good. It's outputting as fast as it can produce it, though. Yeah. I'll go and put that extra belt in. Can't hurt. I'm here. I've got the equipment. Means I have to come back for a while. Yeah, so if the chat has anything they'd like me to look at, talk about, you know, let me know. I am a collection of ears and other various, like, sensory equipment. Maybe I didn't wake up this morning. Maybe this is just a very elaborate dream for me. Who knows? Probably not me. One thing I've been thinking of doing is, if it'll do it, but I'm dubious as to whether it will, playing some Rising Storm on stream, but my computer's propensity to spend what feels like an entire year loading each match isn't too high on my priorities list at the moment. So that is all of those belts feeding in. Yep, both belts are pretty much constantly going. It's still filling up, so that's probably why. Let's just fill out these belts. A little bit higher storage and capacity. There we go. That's about all I need to do. And I've got this one here that's just backing up now. And this one is still feeding copper for the copper gods. Chips for its chip throne. There we go. The dip in copper production is about to end here, so that'll go back in, but obviously it's not much of an issue. It's more just the sheer belt capacity, because if you look there, it's barely getting past the first one. Kind of begs the question of, why have I designed this so badly? Because generally I have it so the copper goes in, and the copper goes straight from the copper wire plant straight into the chip plant, because that's materially efficient. But while it's working, I'm going to let it keep working. Talking of as it's working, do I just have a blank bank of these? Let me check. Technically do. Okay. Ooh, that's old. Okay. So copper comes in there. Copper and let's have it as a straight shift. Just know how much. So it's 3 copper every half a second. What is the capacity of a red lifter? Not very obvious. Okay, so 1, 2. I don't have any of the right chips for that, so not gonna worry about that for now. I do this in 6s, whereas pretty much everything else is in 5s because convenience mostly. Right, let's build a little, not so much experimental, I've done these before, but just a side bit. So copper goes in that side, iron goes in that side, and then green circuit boards come out that side, and that's much more compact. I just need to get all the required bits, and the trains are gone. Well, that one's coming back, and that one is not yet. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this in place until I've got the new one sorted out, and once the new one's sorted out I'm going to go back and redo all the other ones, because Material efficiency. How does that work? There it is. There we go. So that should load up the train. There you go. Already 1200, 1500. But it's, you know, it's not got enough input. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to skip this train ahead. Go and get more supplies. Because this is so I can get yellow science packs. Oh dear, I hope this works. So I'll find out something else is the bottleneck, you know. And then it'll be fix that. So that's how this game works. Just keep tweaking the efficiency. Or accept that some things are just going to be slow. So at one point I worked out all the timings, so I can have everything at like the exact ratios required, but that's not always, you know, optimal. Yeah, that's most of the bits right in one go. Okay, so now at least the factory side of it, not the robotic side of it, the green circuit boards are full and there is no massive demand, so that's fixed, for want of a better word, the green problem. So now the red factories, red chip, yeah, all the red chips are going. Ignore those. Okay, so now the problem is plastic. Alright, let's have a look at the plastic plant. Yeah, that one's running pretty much at capacity. That one is also running pretty much at capacity, but I have plenty of petrol, so I could make another what's the word? And that's outputting that, so I'm just going to cheat. And by cheat, I'm just going to, you know, tack it onto the adjacent one. There we go. So that's improved my capacity to produce that, hopefully. Hopefully. Is that got a robot? It's not saying I need a robot. Also, I'm going to make it, so I'm guessing it's on its way. I appear to have a supply gap somewhere back here. Where's that from? No? Alright, it's just because it's using most of it. Okay, so the plastics is just about keeping on top for now. I still need to go and make that green chip factory better. And shuttle train again, because apparently this shuttle train just has one instructional route. Now, how's the artillery train? Oof, that's a few. Train is currently idle. So I should probably send an artillery train. Alright. Anyway, this train's nearly here, so I'm going to have to get ready to jump out because it didn't hang about. It's got it set with some weird bullshit orders, so it'll not try and stay. We go. I think it's about the same amount of button clicks either way. So, output, input, input. So, set these up as that style, that style. So let's try and make it a bit more compact. That one over one. In theory, I could mirror these as well, so it has more on the same output belt. It's probably a good plan, to be honest. Do I have a miscellaneous thing that I can just clear out? Yes. The iron input. Oops. And the copper we need to go past as well. What am I doing? Yes, this. So that's one module, which can then be expanded on as required. Just need to put the power lines in. 2, 3, and 1. Center. 2, 3, 4. So that needs to be this side of this rail conveyor, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So that is all set and ready to go. Yeah, now it's simply a case of now, although this is, as far as I can tell, the same amount of all the production, it's in a smaller space for a start, and it'll hopefully be a bit more efficient on actual production. Let's find out, I guess. I don't have any red lifters. How many do I need? 30. There we go. So, start off with that one goes that way, that one goes that way, that one goes that way. So, copper. After the copper, I need the iron. Put a simple splitter on there for now. There's a bit I hadn't quite thought through. Easily resolved. Now I need to thread this belt in between the others. I'm almost out of conveyors. Now I actually connected the power to this. That will help next. There we go. Admittedly, I'm stealing half the supply, but so it's more compact, it should be more efficient. So for the same amount of material input, you can already probably see that it's producing them faster, as obviously more of it's actually getting to the place it needs to be. So I'm going to cut the words. Why can't I words today? Also, it's got the copper lines already been chopped off there, pretty much. Let's just... there we go. Can reroute the iron afterwards. Yeah, so we're going to have plenty of green boards coming through. Just need to obviously copy this little unit setup and then paste it over the other factories where I've got big, inefficient, clunky ways of doing it. Because this one, you know, it's, as long as there's enough copper's not quite enough, but it's a bit faster. There is another solution to this, which I could do, which is I have the input and output on the same side, but having another input on a third, the third side, because there's... Right, I can get rid of many things I didn't think through. There we go. Gonna dump a bunch of this iron into the system shortly, but may need a bit of it. So no, that's not bugger. Well, that was not the cleverest move on my part. Plates. That might help alleviate some problems. So this is better than the previous one, but it's not good. I can't words today. It's better, it's not good. It's an improvement. Let's go with that. So this side, still fine. Chop that off. Let's give this a bit more space. Still got all the inputs ready. Try out this power line out the way. Right, so now for the efficiency side, let's put these lifters there. And because I'm lazy, which one is it? That one. Just copy that straight to there. So this means that now the copper wire gets put straight into those ones. Now the iron that also comes in on the same sort of side will come in there. Can also get high capacity in, but I need a moment, just let me get the new lifters. There's what can I get rid of on this list that I don't use? Don't really use gun turrets anymore, just use lasers, so let's get a stack of lifters. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the iron in, and then the green circuit boards out. And that can go that direction. So I just need to fill in all the little gaps. So for one side of it, that's all it is. And that should be much better, as it were. Let's actually reconnect these bits. As I tank the production once again. So the iron's already in there, the copper should come in, and we'll see how much better it is. And my hope is at least some. There we go. Now that's producing it as fast as it can dump it out. Good. Now then copy the this up part of it. Let's adjust it, because obviously I'm not going to need most of those bits actually. Once more I'm going to put this on the other side, so it'll join nicely onto an adjacent set. So this can come to there. And conveyor from there to there. There, there. No, that's not how that works. So that's technically correct, but I've missed one crucial thing out. But I'm an idiot. I need a second one of those. Nope. Right, where's that bit I just made? That one. There we go. Now this one goes there. That does need to be that, because this needs another one straight away. There are ways you can do it, I think, that shouldn't involve needing both, but this way is a bit more simplistic, at least to repeat multiple times. There we go, I should be able to produce a higher rate. So again, it's about the same sort of size, but hopefully a more efficient setup. Okay, yeah, so it's not actually much bigger, which is good. Some bits out because of course I have. Check your builds, make sure you've not done messed up. Then, you know, little subtle things like remembering to put the output from the conveyor belts on. Okay, you want charging, fine. Also means that if you're doing multiple adjacent banks of these, you can just run them straight through. Oops, get the right around. Okay. Slowly getting there, and this time we're actually just going to, you know, clean out the belts rather than just dumping it all in my inventory. Because good decisions. He says making bad decisions. Now this is an awful looking mess, so kind of don't get why I didn't do it the, you know, sensible way around first, but never mind. Move that to there. Now the copper needs to go underneath the iron one. that would make sense anyway. And the second iron one can go adjacently. Just run along the top. In. This is what this game turns into almost immediately. So if I just tweak this a little bit, and then you know you're just rebuilding something because it doesn't quite look right. Or you can make it more efficient, or any manner of other options are available. Or there doesn't need to be a tunnel there, so I'm going to take that tunnel out. There we go. Problem solved. So, we should now have a just one, well, problem solved. Problem solved. There are still problems. So, I need to split. So that's got 2 inputs, and that could be better served with 3. So let's move this belt in line with that. Oops. Second belt in line with there. And the third belt in line with there. So chop out that one, chop out that one. Feeds the middle 2. Should hopefully maintain the balance. Although inevitably this one is going to be slower. Excuse me. Sneezing. Oh, something just went crunch my rib cage. That's reassuring. Let's increase the lasers for a bit. So, which of these trains is on its way back? If either. None. Oh, good. Let's get the shuttle then. So that's the new and improved plan. It should run a lot smoother, be a lot more efficient as long as I can get the material in there. Got some degree of auto balancing from the middle one, but only some degree. But yeah, going for 2.5 hours now. Wow. Probably go for another half an hour or so if I can, and then I'll call it there. Unless I run out of things to do before then. Yeah, I hope everyone's been found this at all useful. It's probably not, because it's very specific to my factory, but these potentially some of the ways of doing things, different things, because that's, you know, I have got too many hours. I think it's either approaching or it's surpassed 2,000 hours. And I still see things and go, huh, that looks cool, I'll try that. Because, you know, sometimes other people have much better ideas for something you hadn't even considered. So let's restock all the bits. Oops, that was not the right one. Furic acid train still going. Still got an oil train sitting in the station. There is loads of capacity for oil storage here. The refinery is quite thirsty. However, I'm currently looking like I'm low on plastic, so I'm probably going to go to my that refinery I built and start having it export plastic for me. But for that, I'm going to need a new train and a new station. So that'll be another job to do. Alright, so my train is... Oh, this is, I think, the correct train. Let me check. There's my mouse. Nope, that's not the right train. Let's go on this one again, I guess. Right. Away! Yeah, kind of running out of things to say now, but yeah, looks like we're going to need more plastic, and I'm pretty sure my base is pretty much at the capacity of what I can produce there. However, as we're going past, point out again, the big plastic refining facility that I made that I haven't actually done anything with yet. There it is. So once this circuit board factory is back up to what it should be doing, still not got enough parts. Oofed. Don't have an auto trash for those. Good. Right. So it's going to pull as much material as it can by the look of it. That copper plant is not actually faring too well. Well, guess I'll hop in this one, wait the little while until it gets there, or until the next copper train arrives. Yeah, so that little improvement has made it, well, when it's ready, hopefully a bit more of an efficient train. Not so much the train, the oh, why can't I use the right words today? Make it more efficient to process the material. There we go, that's what I'm thinking of. So yep, next I need plastic. So once I've gone in, now I'm going to pick up another train in my inventory. We'll pick up some fuel for it as well this time. Well, I could probably just make rocket fuel at that refinery for all my power needs. It shouldn't be difficult. Yeah, still a rocket fuel powered train. I think. Might be nuclear, not sure. Got both on board, it's hard to tell. Fuel. Okay, I've picked up fuel. So, locomotives, trucks. Let's make sure that this factory again is... Hey, see, now they're all going. Now the production bottleneck is the labs. I'm considering that to be a success for the day, so I might actually call it there. No chat. There's 3 of you watching still. I don't know what you think. Keep going half an hour, or... Yeah, make it the full 3-hour mark, so that no one will watch this later. Yeah, that's working great. So all the pods are on. Rocket silo is ready to go. It's fully loaded up. Good. I have succeeded in today's goal. Problem is now I don't have enough plastic. I'm actually almost out of petrol. Wow. That's how much plastic it's trying to use. So, also, my pollution spiked a bit. It's not too bad, it's still, you know, only 1 shade of red. It's not got any hot spots. But... So, chat, of the 2 of you left now, oof, yeah, 2.5 hours. Do I go and rebuild my old copper ore plant? Green circuit plants. Or do I go and build a new plastic terminal? Because I'm thinking first one then the other. So, yep, let's go and rebuild the other 2 processing plants, make them a bit more efficient. Then we're going to go and build a plastic terminal. Should just be a case of putting in a railway station. Might even already have a railway station, I'm not sure. I forget what that was. I think that was a mine of some sort. But at the moment I'm not desperate for concrete, so I'm going to leave it out there. Alright, sever the supplies. One's working pretty efficiently, to be honest. Well, it's still not getting enough of the ships through, so only like 3 maybe of that side are actually working. Obviously there's more of them coming online temporarily while I'm burning the iron out system, but start with the little simple things. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to fill up my inventory of copper wire. I can see this happening. So, let's scoop that lot out. I have a few circuit boards in there. Right. Now the question is, did I accurately select this? I hope so. So let's shuffle that to there. Watch as this goes badly. And it autosaves. Things I didn't think through. This. Yeah, I probably should have had a slightly empty inventory before I started this. copper wire wherever I can. That should help things. There we go. Now I've just drained all my battery. Well done. Well done, me. I have properly, like, stuffed that up there. Yeah, that's no battery. So as long as I stand still, it'll recharge a bit faster. Whoops. So much for making this more efficient, guys. Oh, dear. Come on, I'm gonna go get some lunch. Get on with it. Out a bit. Yeah, it's at least producing something out. Maybe not quite as much initially, but hopefully it'll stabilise. Can always double up the copper line down the middle, there's enough space. Both trains leave at once. It's not necessarily a good sign. There we go. Right, power is slowly restoring. Yeah, getting there slowly. Just the next one is I'm going to do an emptier inventory, so they're not just spending so much time faffing around. What's that? I just recharged my battery. That's a shame. Yeah, I think I'm going to need a second belt for copper. But it's producing more already. Like, that's about on par with what it was doing before. And it's not even got the full capacity inlet. Ooh. The extra feeder line afterwards. And that one. There we go, now it should have as much copper as it wants. There we go. That is hopefully about as efficient as that's going to get. Yep, some of the belt sides are already full. Good. Well, the sensible thing to do here is which one it is, that one, and copy the finalised version. we go. So I've got one more of these to do. We'll do something a little bit more exciting. Go and mess with some petrol. Ooh, that copper's nearly dry. Yeah, 20 minutes or so left, and I'll probably call it for the day. This is conveniently already empty of that. I am going to make bad decisions. Nope. There we go. Fairly close to my primary base, so I can just scuttle over there and rebuild it. Oh, I messed that up. Shouldn't have tried to do so much at once. Help. Yeah, and now I'm at the battery capacity issue again. Yay. So anyone who's joining me now, not really missed, well, you've missed like 2.5 hours, nearly 3 hours. But I've solved the problem with the yellow science bottleneck. The problem is, in doing so, I have created lots more efficiency problems. And by created, more just sort of moved, but... things I didn't think through. Batteries. Things I didn't think through previously. Also batteries. Yeah, so this end of it, it's all running kind of as it should. It's a bit lower capacity as I've not got enough components on me, but that's easily resolved. Is probably very boring for everyone, but I've got 2, plasma generators. That'll be enough power. not for 100 drones. is little compact, more efficient ways of doing it are probably a good idea, to be honest. So when you're relying on conveyor belts to move a high capacity thing, that's going to go badly. And if you're relying on slow lifters to do the same thing, that's also going to go badly. So you want to use high capacity for high capacity. You don't want to use, you know, why use the second best when you can use the best? In this context, at least. Because, you know, at this point in the game, material price is basically meaningless. So as long as it's not, you know, horrendously expensive, you are not going to have really anything to notice the hit, as it were. Yeah, I can, as long as I can keep the copper supply up, which is going to be difficult, it should all be fine. There we go. So that's where it came through. That train's nearly full, so I'm just going to get in while I'm trying to not fall off my chair. Because apparently either what I'm wearing is very slippery, or I'm just, I don't know, not very aware that I'm sliding off all the time. But yes, hello to the new people. I'm probably going to be keeping the stream going for about another 10 minutes or so, unless anyone seems super keen to see me do more. But I've just been doing a couple of upgrades to my infrastructure system. The main result of today was to fix this science factory's problem, where I wasn't getting enough of the yellow ones. The yellow ones are running low, but I've got, you know, the backup. The blue is also starting to run low now. I wonder if that's just because I'm almost out of... yeah, I'm almost out of petrol, so I need to bring in more petrol-based elements, and that is pretty much exclusively plastic. So I'm going to go and get on with that shortly. I just need to offload all of the junk in my inventory that I've picked up. Those gone. Don't need those. Loads of stuff in here that's duplicated and is taking up unnecessary slots. Also, all those blueprints really should go in the blueprint book. Probably would have made things a lot easier. Oops. But yeah, science is keeping up. The yellow science packs are being produced in enough numbers for now. Iron back up there from... so I kept some of the initial stuff I created here, because obviously, you know, when this base started up, everything was coal powered. Mostly was sort of this area of the screen. And since I've upgraded things, there's either, you know, space has freed up and has been refilled, things like that. I forget what was here. Oh, that was my steelworks. Yeah. So, mix comes in here, gets turned to steel, etc. Obviously. Let's take a train. So that's the quickest way there. Ohio, Silver. For a free space in the network. There you go. Yes, another Just Crusade. I'll be down for probably some Rise and Storm later if I'm awake. I've got Midnight Marauders D&D game, but that's about it then. That's probably going to be 2-3 hours. We'll be live streaming that here. Again, if anyone, for whatever reason, wants to watch that. Now, have I just produced petrol here? I think I've just produced petrol here. I could just export petrol. Yeah, as I seem to just be producing petrol. Oh, okay. I have the coal, though. I can do both. It's fine. So... Now, it's not much difference in distance. I'm actually going to set this up as a single locomotive train. Won't that be exciting, everyone? The answer to that is almost certainly no. Single locomotive train. Yep, see you later then, Benjamin. Oh, just Crusade, rather. I know people who have have different names on every platform. Trying not to call the wrong names. There we go. To that end. That end. So I can put that there into there. Then, do I have a fuel loading thing already? I think I have one. Need a liquid loading. Yeah, that'll do it. Very, very high tech this. I won't go quite that far, but now, you know what I meant to bring with me? Tankers. Should make a couple. So, locomotive, tanker 1, tanker 2, fuel. It's going to be a purple train. It's carrying petrol. Now, due to almost prehistoric memes at this point, I call it petrol, not petrol, because I'm a terrible person. So yeah, so now have the refinery on. Let's give it a radar dish. I can try not to have this like all suddenly burst into flames and I'm not looking. Yeah, this is a pretty heavy duty refinery hopefully, and yeah, exporting petrol should be convenient. Just need to make my way back to my base because I didn't build the station first because I make good decisions apparently. Hitch a ride. So yeah, this train just runs around topping up the fuel stations and the ammo dumps, which is, you know, useful. This should be going back to the supply depot, yep. These little trains. Not sure why it's got different colours at each end. Doesn't really change anything at all, but, you know. Aesthetics, I guess. So... where is the station? I have a blueprint for a station. Because it's the same station each time here. There we go. Oof, that's close there. I might have to move that soon. Or disband it. In fact, let's just clear all that lot away. You're not going to need that. I still haven't updated that blueprint. So I want it to carry a single nuclear fuel pod. Now, how far away is the pipeline? Far enough that it's a nuisance. Yeah, that pipeline has to run all the way there. I could probably run it through here. Yeah, it's not going to look too bad. Okay. Probably going to move this across a bit, never mind. The way the result is the same. There we go. And let's get rid of those, don't need them. So, trains, manual mode, petrol, out 1. One full. Petrol in hub, empty. Go. Just need to connect that into the rest of it. Job's done. There we go. The train's on its way. So now I just need to make the required infrastructure to output petrol. Now I could, if I felt like giving myself more work, output the petrol in barrels, as I've done multiple times in the past, which I generally do for low capacity things. It's taken a few barrels of lubricant across the map to the various factories that need it. It's much easier than, you know, having a continuous stream of them. That should help. Splosh. First tanker's empty. Now I could, if I wanted to expedite this, put more pumps on. But I'm clever. That will be why. Not actually connected it. There we go. More petrol means more plastic can be produced. Solving at least one problem for a time. Hello, George. George, however you want to pronounce that. Yeah, I might play some Minecraft later, depends how busy I am. I decided to do the stream as well as just me, rather than sitting in the swamp like I normally do. And I feel it's gone better. I've managed to, you know, make 3 hours of pretty consistent content. So, yeah, petrol. Petrol was fixed easily and quickly. Almost concerningly so. Let's put those back in the storage. Not going to need them for now. Had I actually remembered to go and fix these up. No! Well done, me. Let's quickly go and do that before I forget. If I was next time I go there, I'm just going to be like, why are all my robots leaving? So, while I think about it, the artillery train doesn't need to be sitting out there. I'll go and tidy up that a bit. So yeah, much excitement to be had with this large rail network that doesn't really do anything exciting, it just works. Across here. Oh, and would you look at that, suddenly it's going to work better. So yeah, I need to get more iron through there. And the iron is limited by the foundries, so let's improve that. Because efficiency is the game. Well, you can be inefficient with it, but, you know, that's a very productive way of playing the game. Where is this? Did I pull it out? I probably pulled it out of the order. Yeah, I did. Well done, me. So, that one, that one. That one. Just past the 3-hour mark, but I'm gonna finish up this bit here, then I think I'll probably call it there and go get something to eat. Because I gather that's good for you. Yep, so that's, wait till that kicks in, so I'm just gonna go and check on the, what's the word? Mine, that's the thing. There's not too many vacant drills. Tidy up a bit. Well, it's just gone 12 o'clock here, so I'm going to say hope you've enjoyed watching and have a nice day. Arrivederci.